immigration to Australia, refugees in America, the immigration patterns of white South Africans since the ANC took over the country in 1994 have been well documented. But while the world keeps talking about the many white South Africans that left the country over the past 31 years, almost no one is talking about the demographic shifts that are quietly taking place within South Africa itself, and which have the potential to even change the country forever. You see, in South Africa, the phenomenon of white flight has taken on a unique trajectory, and despite decades of mass immigration, the white population of this country simply is not disappearing. In fact, in some regions of the country, the white share of the population is actually growing. It is widely estimated that around 800,000 to 1 million white South Africans have left the country since 1994. This amounts to around 15% of the white population of this country. And if we look at the long-term population trends, this shows at the end of apartheid in 1991, there were around 5.1 million white people in South Africa, constituting around 14% of the total population. At that time, white South Africans made up a larger share of the South African population than black Americans did in the United States of America. Since 1991, however, the white population has shrunk from 5.1 million to around 4.5 million, a decline of around 13%. But the most fascinating part of this is that this decline is actually comparable to trends in many European countries, and even less than in many Eastern European and Central European nations. What is more, white people are concentrating in certain parts of the country to such an extent that these areas are actually becoming demographically whiter. Stay tuned, because in today's video I'm going to explain the full impact of a demographic shift that is completely reshaping South Africa, and yet which no one seems to be talking about in the media. The term white flight emerged in the American media in the late 50s and early 60s to describe a phenomenon they saw taking place in post-segregation, or we can even call it post-apartheid America. What demographers increasingly witnessed was that white families moved out of racially diverse urban areas to all white or nearly all white suburbs outside of the cities, which were mostly located far away from the city center, far away from the racial minorities. One important reason for this ongoing phenomenon is also related to school zones, as Caucasian Americans by large prefer ethnically homogeneous schools for their children, even when they don't want to say it. While this phenomenon is well documented in the United States, not much has been said about this in post-segregation South Africa, and yet this phenomenon is absolutely reshaping the demographics in this part of the world. While it is true that the white South African population has shrunk by around 13% since 1994, this is actually less than how much the native populations of many European countries have shrunk. For example, in Baltic nations such as Latvia and Lithuania, the overall population shrank by around 25% over the same period, which is proportionally double the loss of the white population in South Africa, despite the almost 1 million or over 1 million people who had immigrated from this country. In the southeast of Europe, white populations are also dropping faster than in South Africa. Bulgaria, Romania, and Serbia have each experienced a rapid demographic collapse driven by ultra-low fertility and mass immigration, losing around 20% of their population since the mid-90s. Nearly half of Europe is experiencing a more rapid decline in their Caucasian population than South Africa is, and in Western Europe the decline has only been slowed by mass immigration from especially Eastern European countries, as well as places like South Africa, but even there it has begun to radically intensify over the past decade or so. And while the fact that around 800 to 1 million white South Africans have immigrated from this country has gained a lot of attention, what no one seems to talk about is what is happening inside the country as a result of white migration patterns inside South Africa itself. And what may come as a particular surprise is that the phenomenon of white flight in this country has actually contributed to several areas of the country becoming even whiter over the past decade or so. Take, for example, Mossel Bay Municipality, which forms part of the Garden Route district of the Western Cape. This municipality is roughly the size of the European country of Luxembourg. Back in 2011, census data showed that this municipality was around 25% white and 68% Afrikaans speaking. By 2022, the white population grew to an astonishing 34% of the population. In fact, if current trends were to continue, Mossel Bay will become majority white within the next 15 years. But municipalities such as these in the Western Cape are not only becoming whiter because of Afrikaners moving there from other parts of the country. Interestingly, the data shows that between 2011 and 2020, the number of European-born immigrants to South Africa increased by around 10% to 250,000 people, most of whom opt to settle in the Western Cape and especially in the Garden Route area. And since then, the numbers have only exponentially increased even further, with European buyers also increasingly buying up high-value properties in the Western Cape as a whole. In the Northern Cape province as a whole, the white share of the population actually increased slightly between 2011 and 2022, from 7.1 to 7.3. But what is even more significant is that in the Thembelihle local municipality, in which the town of Orania is located, the white share of the population increased from 13% to 20% over the same period, with the black population dropping from 15 to 13, and the colored or mixed population declining from 71 to 67. And this tendency is not only true in and around Orania or Mossel Bay, but also holds true for the northeastern part of Gauteng, in and around Pretoria. It is estimated that in little over 5 years from now, there will be around 1.2 million Afrikaners living in and around Pretoria, constituting more than half the population of the entire Afrikaner nation. The consequences of white flight and the demographic shifts being brought upon by white flight are immense for the political future for Afrikaners in this country. The fact of the matter is that the Afrikaner people in South Africa are still larger than many European nations, and if trends continue, we will, within a few decades, be the majority in municipalities that are comparable to those of smaller European nations. This demographic concentration of our people will need to be strategically taken into account in our quest for self-determination in the future. Regional political power can potentially follow regional demographic concentration. As Afrikaners concentrate in the Western Cape or the Garden Route and Gauteng in Pretoria, the Afrikaner portion of the South African economy will become even more geographically concentrated and internally connected, creating a stable economic foundation for communal autonomy, which in turn will be unmissable should there be any future political negotiations. In this sense, white flight in South Africa is much more than simply a story of retreat. It has the potential to become a story of strategic political reorganization, specifically in the Garden Route area and in Pretoria. In a recent video, we highlighted how the US has been following South Africa's footsteps when it comes to white flight, especially when it comes to forming gated communities, something that was unheard of in the US but is becoming now quite common there as it is in South Africa. You can check out that video by simply clicking on this link appearing on your screen right now. And remember to become a member of the Willem Petzer Group. Only with your support can we continue making these videos to change the hearts and minds of people. Simply follow the easy steps on the banner underneath me. Goodbye and God bless.